Welcome back. Previously, we have dealt in detail what is meant by adjoint of a matrix. Today, let us deal with some of the other computation and cases that comes under matrices. Previously, we have discussed a case where you need to find adjoint of a matrix as well as you were asked to verify a certain theorem. And I hope you all guys understand the concept. If you have any doubts, just contact me. And please try to find the answer of this question. It's a simple question. In this case, you are just asked to find adjoint of a matrix. There is no verification or a statement you are asked to prove as we have dealt in the previous case. Just an adjoint of a matrix. Try to find the answer. Next case. Inverse of a matrix. So what is meant by inverse of a matrix? Actually, inverse of a matrix is a case where when a square matrix A and if in the case where a square matrix B, if there are two matrices such that if you multiply A into B and also B into A and finally you will get an I. I means unit matrix or identity matrix. I hope you understand the concept. We all know what is meant by identity matrix. Identity matrix is a matrix in which the diagonal numbers will be 1. So if you multiply A into B, you will get a product of a matrix that is similar to I. And if you multiply B into A, you will get a similar matrix similar to I. And finally, it will be I. Such that all the product or multiplication of these matrices, you will finally end up with a matrix consisting of diagonal numbers will be 1 and other numbers will be 0. That is the concept. It is a basic concept. So, then B is said to be inverse of A or reciprocal of A. The inverse of A is denoted by A raised to minus 1. So, the concept is if you multiply A into B and B into A, finally you will get an unit matrix. So, if a matrix is a unit matrix, it is represented by A raised to minus 1. So, inverse matrix is represented by A raised to minus 1. If B is an inverse, then it will be written as B raised to minus 1. It is a general concept or a computation part. So, today we will try to find the inverse of a particular matrix. That is, if you are given a matrix, you need to find the inverse of that particular. For finding the inverse of a particular matrix, there is an equation or a formula for identifying. So before we go into the formula, you need to remember two important things. If matrix A is said to be inverse, if that particular matrix is a square matrix and that particular matrix must be non-singular. We all know what is meant by non-singular, that is the determinant of that particular matrix will be a non-zero value. It may be positive or negative, it doesn't matter. It will be a non-zero, that is other than 0. That are the requirements of a matrix to be or to become an inverse matrix. So what is the formula for finding out the inverse of a matrix? Inverse is represented by the name of the matrix raised to minus 1. Usually all the matrices are called by the name A. That is why we are using A. There is no specific rule for writing A alone like that. So A raised to minus 1 equal 1 divided by determinant into adjoint of A. Again the same areas which we have dealt earlier. We all know how to find determinant of a particular matrix and also know to find adjoint of a particular matrix. So in order to find the inverse of A, you need to find the determinant as well as adjoint of A. So let's see how to deal with the case. A case is given. Find the inverse of a matrix A. Matrix is given. It's in the order 3, that is 3 rows and 3 columns consisting of both positive and negative numbers. When negative numbers come, be cautious. So, first of all, let's deal with determinant part, that is this one. It doesn't matter. Determinant part or the denominator value, first of all, let's go for the determinant. That is the easy part. There is no rule regarding you have to first go for determinant like that. You can either go for adjoint of A or determinant of A. It's up to your discretion, but anyway, you have to do it. First of all, determinant. So, we all know for how to find the determinant of this matrix. So, it can be written as determinant of A is, you have to find the determinant on the basis of values in the first row. Here it is 3, 5 and 7. So 3 into, when 3 is selected, the corresponding row and columns are neglected. So the remaining numbers are minus 3, 1, 1 and 2. Minus, remember the sign will change alternatively. Once it is minus, followed after that it will be plus. If there is more than one, means if it is in the order of 4, then the next sign will be minus. If it is in the order of 5, next will be plus. We all know how to do that. Okay, leave it. When 5 is selected, corresponding rows and columns are neglected. So the remaining numbers are 2, 1, 1, 2. 2, 1, 1, 2. Next, plus. Next number is 7. When 7 is selected, corresponding rows and columns are neglected. So the remaining matrices are 2, minus 3, 1 and 1. So if you solve these steps, you will get 3 into minus 3 into 2, it will be minus 6, minus 1 into 1, 1, minus 5 into 2 into 2, 4 minus 1, plus 7 into 2 into 1, 2 minus 1 into minus 3, minus 3. By solving that, you will get minus 1. We have dealt this area many times in the previous session. That's why I am not explaining each individual steps. Remember to find the determinant as well as the minor as well as the cofactor. The principle remains the same. Whatever the element you are selected, corresponding rows and columns are neglected. But at the time of determinant computation, remember we select only the elements in the first row. I hope you all guys know. For the time being, I am just explaining the concept, the differences between each case. In determinant, the principle of finding the values remains the same, but we only find on the base of the elements in the first row. And in the case of a minor of the element, you can find the minor of any element within this matrix, and also the concept is that you need to find the minor of all the elements within the matrix. Not only on the base of the numbers in the first row, you need to find the minor of each element. And remember, when you select one element, the minor will be another value, and never multiply this selected element with that minor. And regarding the cofactor, once you select the minor or once you found the minor, you need to multiply that minor into minus 1 raised to I plus. Just explaining the concept for the time being, that's not okay. So here the method, the equation for finding the inverse of a matrix is 1 divided by determinant into adjoint of A, and we have found the determinant of A, that is minus 1. Remember this value. Next one, adjoint of A. So adjoint of A is, first you need to find the cofactor and non-individual cofactor values in a matrix on the basis of the position of each element's position, and take the transpose of that cofactor. So let's find the cofactor of each element. So the equation, as per the question, the matrix was this one, and we already found the determinant. So let us find the next one. Next one, cofactors. we have dealt that part in detail in the previous session. For the time being, just we will deal with cofactors. First one, alpha 1 1 means, we all know what is meant by alpha 1 1. 1 means first row and another one is first column. So first row and first column number will be 3. I am not explaining each case individually. Alpha 1 1 means 3. So when 3 is selected, the corresponding numbers which are left after neglecting others are -3, 1, 1 and 2. And this one, we all know what is meant by this one. -1 raised to 2. Actually it is -1 raised to I plus j. Here the I is 1, j is 1. So -1 raised to 1 plus 1, that is 2. Equal plus. This plus is the representation of this one. This is another pattern or other style or another style of computing the cofactor. You can follow any method or any style. This is one style of computing cofactor, and previously we discussed another style. You can choose any method, but understand and familiarize each steps. So -1 raised to 2 is represented by plus. Instead of writing +1, they are using plus, because +1 and plus sign alone all remains the same. So -3 into 2, it will be -6, -1 into 1, 1. So -1, it will be -7, -7 into plus, it will be -7. That's how you got -7. Next one, alpha 1 2. 1 2 means first row, second column. So this is 5. -1 raised to 3. I hope you all know what is meant by 3. 3 means 1 plus 2, that is 3. So when 5 is selected, the remaining numbers are 2, 1, 1 and 2. 2, 1, 1, 2. So 2 into 2, 4. 1 into 1, -1. And here, what is this one? Minus this sign. -1 raised to 3. Since it is an odd number, the sign will be same. -1, instead of -1, they are writing minus. So 4 minus 1, it will be 3. Minus into 3, it will be -3. Next one, alpha 1 3. 1 3 means this element. So -1 raised to 1 plus 3, that is 4. 2 minus 3, 1 and 1. 2 minus 3, 1 and 1. So it will become plus. Plus is -1 raised to 4. Since it is an even number, the sign will be plus. 2 into 1, 2. Minus 1 into -3, it will be -3. So 2 plus 3, it will be 5. And 5 into plus positive value. Next one, alpha 2 1. We are going for the second row, first column. That is the representation of alpha 2 1. So -1 raised to 3 is 2 plus 1, 3. So when 2 is selected, corresponding row and columns are neglected. Remaining numbers are 5, 7, 1, 2. 5, 7, 1, 2. That is equal to minus, you know how this minus came, into 10, 5 into 2, 10 minus 1 minus 7, 7, you will get -3. 10 minus 7, it is positive 3. So minus into positive 3, you will get -3. Next one, alpha 2 2. Alpha 2 2 means second row, second column. It is -3. So when this number is selected, corresponding row, columns are neglected. The remaining numbers are 3, 7, 1, 2. See, it is 3, 7, 1, 2. -1 raised to 4, it is an even number, so it will be plus. 3 into 2, 6, 6 minus 1 into 7, 7, 6 minus 1, it is -1, -1 into plus, -1. Alpha 2 3, that is second row, third column. 2 plus 3 is 5, that is why it is written -1 raised to 5. And you know how to find this one. 3 into 1, 3, 1 into 5, -1 into 5, it is 5, 3 minus 5 is the value. And here it is -1 raised to 5. 5 is an odd number, so it will be minus. So 3 minus 5 will be -2. -2 into minus, it will be +2. Next one, alpha 3 1. 3 1 is represented as -1 raised to 4. 3 1 is third row, first column, that is this one. 1. When this one number is selected, corresponding rows and columns are neglected, so the remaining numbers are these 4 numbers. 5, 7, -3, 1. -1 raised to 4, it will be plus. 5. 3, 5 into 1, 5 minus, minus 3 into 7, minus 21. So 5 plus 21, it will be 26. 26 plus into plus, it will be 26. And alpha 32 is third row, second column. So minus 1 raised to 5, that is 3 plus 5. This is the number. So this column and this row is neglected. Remaining number 3271. 3721. Remember the position. On the base of the position only you need to write the matrix. 3 into 1, 3. 2 into 7, 14. 3 minus 14. Here it is minus 1 raised to 5. So it is minus. 3 minus 14, it will be minus 11. Minus 11 into minus, it will be plus 11. And the last one, you know how to find. Alpha 33 means minus 1 raised to 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. You know how to find this matrix. And if you solve in this, you will get minus 9, minus 10, it will be minus 19, minus 19 into plus, it will be minus 19. I hope you know how to find the negative values and how to do the multiplication and mathematical computations of the various value with positive as well as negative signs. So now you have got the cofactor of each individual element. Now you need to position all these cofactors depending upon the position of that particular element. Here the 7, minus 7 is obtained by dealing with alpha 1, 1. So it is the first item in the first row. Next one, minus 3 is obtained by dealing with the alpha 1, 2. That is first row, second column. So on the base of the position of each individual cofactors, you need to prepare a new matrix. So the cofactors of the elements will be written as minus 7 is on the base of 3. So here minus 7 is written. Next one, minus 3, it is computed on the base of 5. So minus 3 is written in the position where 5 is written. Next one, 5 is computed on the base of 7. See, here it is alpha 1, 3. Alpha 1, 3 means first row, third column. So position this particular number in that corresponding position. Likewise, minus 3, minus 3, minus 1, 2, 26, 11, minus 90. Remember, you have to be very cautious while dealing with cofactor and the creation of a new matrix on the base of cofactor value. The answer is not complete. Now you got the cofactor. The next part is the most important. What is meant by adjoint? Adjoint is transpose of this particular cofactor. So on the base of transpose of this one, the adjoint will be, adjoint is written as minus 7, minus 3, 26. See, minus 7, minus 3, 26. Next, minus 3, minus 1 and 11. It is minus 1. And finally, 5 to minus 90. 5 to minus 90. Now you have determinant as well as adjoint. So in order to find the inverse of a matrix, the equation is a raised to minus 1 into 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So it can be written as 1 divided by, we already found the determinant minus 1. So 1 divided by minus 1 into adjoint of A, it is written as minus 7. See, this matrix is written here. Here one small correction. Here it is plus 1, it is written. It is actually minus 1. Here it is correct. Here small correction. It is minus 1, not plus 1. It is actually minus 1. Here it is correct. So now you have 1 divided by 1 is it's actually given in the equation. So don't confuse about that. How you found that particular one. 1 divided by determinant minus 1 we already computed into this matrix. And how you are going to multiply this one. Here the common number is 1 divided by minus 1. You need to multiply this fraction with each individual element. That is 1 into minus 1, 1 divided by minus 1 into minus 7. You will get a positive number. So 1 into, next item, 1 divided by minus 1 into minus 3. Next one, 1 by minus 1 into 26. Since it is 1, here the numerator and denominator 1, the new matrix will be the same numbers. The only change is that all the numbers having the negative will become positive because here it is denominator is minus 1. So finally the inverse of this particular matrix is, see this one. So if you go through it, the computation is all similar, only the difference is the change in the signs of the individual elements. And remember here it is 1 divided by minus 1, that's why the new matrix is remaining the same. If the answer was, or here the values was 5 by 2, in that case you need to multiply 5 by 2 into minus 7. Next one, 5 by 2 into minus 3. Then you will get a value that has to be posted here. You need, whenever you are going to multiply a common value with a matrix, you need to multiply that common value with each individual element. So this is how you need to find the inverse of a matrix. So whenever you are asked to find inverse of a matrix, you need to find determinant as well as cofactor and also the adjoint. I hope you understand the concept of all these steps. Just go through it. Understand the concept, familiarize it. Please be very cautious while dealing with the case. Even though the numbers may look like singular values and smaller numbers, but the computation and the inclusion of these positive and negative signs in between the computations make the problem difficult. So just go through it, and after going through all these methods and steps, try to solve this question. Find the inverse of this matrix. It's a small matrix, it's in the order of 2. There is only 2 rows and 2 columns. Try to find the answer of this particular matrix. So that's all for today. We will discuss about the further cases in the coming session. Thank you.